Hey everyone, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Eric Rohr, and I've been a wedding photographer for the last 3 years, as well as other types of event photography. Anywho, I'm here now, and I wanted to share something with you that I've learned over the last 3 years. So just the other day, I photographed an engagement party, as well as I did a headshot session in my home studio. At both of these events and these sessions, something very interesting happened. In the moment, even before any of the clients saw the photos, they told me that I was excellent and the energy was fantastic and the vibes were fantastic. And I'm not saying that as a brag, I'm saying that to bring out a specific point. I'm working in the creative industry, whether you're a graphic artist or photographer, cinematographer, whatever it is really. And the point is simply like this: have great energy. I think as photographers and as creatives in general, whether you're a graphic artist, a cinematographer, I think we get very caught up in delivering the product, getting the shot, changing the logo, editing, choosing a song, whatever the little specific, the specifics of it may be, but we get very caught up in those details and delivering the product. And don't get me wrong, those are very important elements to get caught up in. That's your deliverable. That's what you're selling. But the point I'm trying to make is I think that in the creative field, we lose sight of, simply put, the customer service side of things. And I think some of the time we can bring this energy, things are chaotic. Let's say, for example, like at a wedding that I've shot, things are getting chaotic. The schedule, we're off schedule, we're running behind. And it's just like, okay, let's go. We need to go. Okay, next thing. And like that can be perceived as bad energy and a bad vibe by the client. And you can have the greatest photos in the world, you can have the greatest cinema in the world, you can have fantastic logos, whatever it may be, but if the client has a bad taste in their mouth as to who you are as a person, how you present yourself to your clients, how you present yourself just as a person in general, forget your job for a second. But I think it's really important to keep that in mind, and that when you show up to, let's say, a photo shoot, or you show up to, a meeting with a client and you're discussing, a design or an edit or whatever it is, it's very important to keep a high energy and a good energy and something like this, and like, hey, John, how are you? How's your weekend? Oh my God, so good to hear that. That's amazing. So happy, something along those lines. And I think it's really important to keep that in mind when you're presenting your work and when you're presenting your product and when you're showing up to a job. It's really important to have a good high energy, something fun. And this is kind of the point that I'm making, is that when I went to those jobs and I finished those jobs and my clients came over to me and they're like, oh my God, Eric, you did a fantastic job. You were amazing. Thank you so much. I'm like, how do you know I did a fantastic job? You haven't seen the product yet. And it kind of occurred to me that it's not yes, the product is important, but at the end of the day, it's your service and your delivery of the service that's so important. Like, and I think this element is so overlooked, because I've worked with other professionals. I don't even, maybe I'm using the word professional a little loosely, and their energy was so like, okay, let's go next. We got to go. And you're like, yo, I'm good. Chill out. Like, I don't need a million photos. I don't need 3 hours of, going over a logo or an edit for a film or whatever it is. Like, and they're like, yo, I need this thing and that's it. And I think it's really important to keep that energy going and keep that friendly atmosphere. Because at the end of the day, we're showing up to these events, to these meetings, whatever it may be. We're showing up to solve a problem. And if you're causing more problems by being rude or aggressive or, just not friendly in general, you're going to be causing more problems that you're solving. And at the end of the day, we're solving problems. Like, that's what we're here to do. And even if your product is amazing, I don't know how you would rate this, but if you take the best photos that have ever been taken in the history of the world, but you're, pardon my French here, but you're an asshole in the process, like, nobody's going to want to work with you. It doesn't matter how good your work is. At your next photo shoot, play some music. When you get on your next discovery call, keep the energy high. Keep it like, yeah, how's it going, man? How are you? Good to hear from you. At your next event, your next wedding, whatever it may be, offer a helping hand when it's technically not your responsibility to do that. Like, ask your client, hey, can I get you a cup of water? Can I get you a drink? Whatever it may be. Guys, ladies and gents, that's it for me. And until next time, I will see you. Peace out, guys.